Hey, Tone.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
This is going to be exciting.
I know.
I'm sure we can crush this.
Tony, we've worked together for a really long time. Tell me what first drew you to WideOrbit.
So it's a great question, Susie. When I look back, oh my gosh, almost 20 some years ago, the company that I was working at was great, but it just wasn't evolving at the pace by which I saw the industry moving, and I needed more of a challenge. So when the new kid on the block, WideOrbit, came onto the scene, it was awesome to have an opportunity to jump over to another side of the business.
I remember that WideOrbit was so disruptive, and when someone as talented as you stands up and moves over, we all take notice. The entire industry saw the tech, the people, the energy, and there was a lot of motion at that time.
Yeah. See, when you think about the acquisition before Lumine acquired the company, what are some of the learnings that you've uncovered for yourself and how you're approaching your work from day to day on the other side?
So prior to the acquisition, I have to say that we managed a bit more with intuition, with heart, with experience, with stories. All of that's good. But what Lumine brought to us is a measured approach, a data-driven approach. We measure everything. We understand our clients better so that when we make decisions, it makes more sense. It's more pragmatic. It's more consistent. It's faster. It's healthier for the business. I think the before and after is really that data-driven approach.
And you know, Susie, I would agree with that. I think that there was more structure that we have been able to embrace as we have evolved on this journey together. And it's made us and I think our customers just align better in solving big industry issues. So
100%. Tony, where do you think WideOrbit has most benefited from the acquisition by Lumine?
I think we've benefited the most by basically taking a more structured approach. Not that we weren't successful in our own right as a privately held company before, but on this journey, we have found soft spots that we needed to tighten up that really have benefited our customers, trusting us and embracing us and working with us a lot more collaboratively than we had before. And just having a measured approach on, like you said, what we actually are defining as success, that's much more clear now. Susie, along the post-acquisition journey, where have you surprised yourself the most?
I don't know if I've surprised myself. I think I'm more surprised at how much I like working for a company like Lumine, and it's about the community. So when you're in a leadership role, when you're in a CEO role, as you know, sometimes it gets a little bit lonely. Like there's not a lot of people you can share challenges with or problems with. When you're in a group or a community of companies, there are 20, 30 plus people in leadership positions that I can call, share problems with, look for best practices, and that feeling of support.
Yeah.
It surprised me how much I missed I didn't know I didn't have it, but now that I have it, it's like one of the greatest things.
No, I would agree with that. We've got an awesome community within all of the other companies that we can lean on. So that really resonates, Susie.
Where do you find your creative energy and your passion?
You know, that's interesting because you've known me for a long time and you know, I call myself a worker bee, right? I just lean into the challenges. I love the professional side of my life. Yeah. It's just loud and I love it. But I do find that those moments when I can get out onto the golf course, you and I have taken a few rounds. It's a pretty amazing places. Also just nature hiking. I love my dog, right? I'm a big dog lover. So just those moments where you can kind of switch the brain onto something else, that's where those aha moments hit. And I think that's where I've really kind of pulled from, just getting that moment to come up with some fresh ideas and new energy.
Looking ahead. So let's just fast forward 5 years. Where do you think WideOrbit will be?
So this is a great question. And honestly, I think that over the last 2 years of our journey, we have been through business transformation. We have aligned our resourcing. We've been listening to our customers. We have been investing in new technology. And I think if WideOrbit stays on this track, we're going to see a bigger partner ecosystem with integrating with relevant ad tech tech companies that we need to. I think that the digital convergence that's taking place is momentum that we are part of, and I'm sure there'll be some twists and turns in it. But I think WideOrbit is going to benefit from, listening to our customers, broadening that ecosystem of partnerships, and obviously leaning into like AI and things like that. That is what's going to help keep us at pace with our customers and hopefully ahead of them.
Yeah.
What about you, Susie? When you think about Lumine and WideOrbit, like what do you see the biggest successes combined over the next couple years?
So like I mentioned earlier, the network of companies. So growing the media technology ecosystem, not just through individual companies like WideOrbit's, very healthy. The companies that we have are, full of different sorts of value. Building that out into an ecosystem that can serve a customer end to end, right? I'm really excited about the prospect of finding acquisitions that make us stronger altogether, right? And that's what gets me like up in the morning.
I totally agree with that. And I think we've got a very long, healthy, fun journey ahead of us. I'm looking forward to crushing it for another 25 years with you.
Right?